Welcome to the University of Limerick for the All-Ireland Women's Ultimate Frisbee Finals, brought to you on punditarena.com in association with the Irish Flying Disc Association. John Keogh here in commentary for today's action, which comprises 6 games, finishing with the final later on this evening at the University of Limerick. I'm delighted to be joined for this first game between Rebel 1 and Limerick PELT by TUB player Gemma Barry. Gemma, you're not going to be playing later on, but full of excitement for today's action.
Yes, absolutely. I'm delighted to be here. I get a great view of everything, so it's brilliant.
Just for those, a lot of people obviously watching won't be that familiar with Ultimate Frisbee itself. So you've 2 teams coming up now. Rebel 1, who'll be one of the favourites, and the only Limerick side in the competition, the local side, PELT. You'd know the strength of both teams more than I would, certainly anyway. What are you expecting from this game?
I'm expecting a good competition. Rebel 1 is probably the favourite. They've been established probably the longest as a women's team. But PELT has really, in the last few years, had a really big push to get a brilliant women's team out there. So I'm very excited for this game, actually. It should be a great competition between the two.
Before the action gets underway, we'll give you a quick rundown of both squads, starting with the Rebel 1 outfit. They have number 0, Megan O'Regan Arturo, number 3, Chelsea Love, 4, Caitlin Looney, 11, Kate Crowley, 14, Saoirse O'Sullivan, 17, Deirdre Kavanagh, 33, Maeve Ryan, 65, Adele Cormack, 67, Michelle Leahy, number 99, Darren Vunikon. Over to the PELT side now, number 6, Aoife McKeown, number 63, Fee Vaughan, number 48, Anya Hart, number 77, Hannah Wilson, number 24 is Christina McKeown, number 10, Joanne Egan, number 22, Emma Healy, number 20, Olivia Humphreys, 33 is Abby Jeffrey, 14, Emer Burke, 96, Gemma Hayes, and 88, Liz Rafferty. Gemma, there's a lot of experience in both sides.
Absolutely, yeah. On both teams, there's so much experience. A lot of these players have been playing for absolutely years, way before I ever was. So, yeah, it'll be great. We do have some on the PELT side, though, that will actually be making their debut for PELT. So that's exciting as well.
Yeah, we'll give you plenty of notice of those type of things. It's Rebel with the possession after the pull from PELT. Of course, you've 10 seconds to get rid of the Frisbee. Otherwise, there's a change of possession, but it's PELT now. Rebel 1 with the initial attack here. Of course, no referees in this game. So that's something to keep an eye on as well. Self-policed, self-refereed with the spirit of the game. And Rebel 1 on their first possession here, Gemma, and looking fairly confident.
Yeah, PELT are actually playing a zone. And Rebel seem to be getting through it quite nicely. So...
yes, Rebel in possession with Kate Crowley back. It comes to Michelle Leahy. Leahy looking at her options. Goes sideways, and it's good spell of possession here for Rebel as Crowley takes possession again. Goes long with this one, heading towards the end zone. First chance of a score, and that's exactly what Rebel have done. A brilliant start inside the first minute, Gemma.
Absolutely. That was very clinical from Rebel. They really cut right through the middle of a zone, which is what you want to exploit. Some people can get stuck on the sidelines in a zone, which is usually what a zone tries to do. So Rebel just went right through the middle of that. So, yeah, very impressive.
Very confident start from this Rebel 1 side. And, of course, they will hand possession back over to PELT following that score. So, absolutely delighted with that start. Will the Cork outfit. PELT now receiving possession for the first time. As play gets back underway here, just coming up to 2 minutes played. The first game of the IFDA All-Ireland Women's Frisbee Championships here at the University of Limerick. And it's Rebel that have made a very, very good start here. Just a slight delay as we get this game back underway. It's going to be Rebel with the pull. It's going to be Adele Cormack who will send possession back down to PELT. And the signal goes. So it's Adele Cormack going long with this one. It's a very good throw as well. And the Frisbee going out of bounds.
Yeah, so that will be a brick potentially.
So where will the brick take us into play?
The brick will take us into the middle of the pitch and sort of a third. There should be a brick mark, but the players will decide where to take it if there's no brick mark. It'll be somewhere in the middle.
Pelt straight away now going long. It's an interesting tactic immediately, but easily dealt with by the Rebel defence, and Pelt's trying to catch the Rebel off guard, but that was never going to work.
Yeah, that was a deep shot there that didn't quite work out.
High risk.
High risk, high reward, definitely.
Rebel back now straight away in possession. Gone long again. Possession now for Dylan Vunicon.
Nice up the line.
Straight up the line to Michelle Leahy. Leahy back inside to the middle. It's very confident play again as Adele Cormack takes possession. Finds a pass now to Caitlin Looney. And it's... Is that another score?
That is a score I believe has been signalled. So that
very
will be...
Very good work again from Rebel.
Yeah, Pelt's second score. Or not Pelt, Rebel.
But the ease that Rebel are going through the Pelt zone defence must be a worry for the Pelt sideline.
Yes, they have dealt with their zone and their man defense now. So Pelt will probably be trying to think what else can they throw at Rebel to stop them. They are very good at keeping the disc when they have it. So Pelt will need to try and do the same.
Of course, as you'll see on screen, 7 players on each team. Of course, it will be 7 points that will get us to the halftime break. And of course, within a 50-minute period, there will be a winning score of 13. Correct in that?
Yeah, 13 will be the point cap.
Yeah, so that's all things to keep an eye on throughout today's games. But it's Rebel that have really made an outstanding start to this opening game of the IFDA All-Ireland Women's Ultimate Frisbee Championships here at the University of Limerick. As Adele Cormack goes very long with that pull. Again, it's a very confident start, it has to be said again, as Pelt tried to come out of possession. Of course, as I mentioned earlier, no referees and no running with the frisbee either, as Pelt finally, maybe with Joanne Egan, trying to get things going with their attack. A very short pass given then to Fee Vaughan, I think it was. Chance now for Pelt to keep going with this attack. It's Hannah Wilson gets that pass away. They've gone long again here, heading towards the end zone. It's a very good pass there, and they get on their way. First score of this game for Pelt, and a very well worked score as well, Gemma.
Yes, that looked much better. There was a little dodgy swing, but they kept possession, and a lovely hook for the point.
Yeah, it's Aoife McKeown that was in the end zone to get Pelt scoring.
Yeah, this is
way.
the dodgy swing, but they kept possession, and then the hook goes up.
Yeah, it was the vastly experienced Anya Hart with the long delivery into the end zone. As you mentioned, Gemma, not going to see too many better passes than that today.
No, that was pretty perfect.
Look, timeout here maybe from Pelt very early to take this timeout, if indeed it is a timeout. Yeah, but a little bit more confidence following that score, definitely.
Yes, definitely. That will sort of settle the nerves, I think. Obviously, due to COVID, there hasn't been any tournaments in the last almost 2 years. So a lot of these players won't have played competitively for almost 2 years. So yeah, there'll be a bit of warming up involved, I think, for all the teams out here today.
Only naturally as well, of course. But how much has an impact on the sport? Like every sport, I suppose, COVID. But when you can't meet up to train, for every team, as has been the case, it must have been very, very frustrating.
Yeah, it was difficult. I mean, for our team, I can only speak for the team that I was involved with. You know, they were trying to do a lot of virtual things, even just analysing games just to stay in it. So, but it was tough, definitely.
It's Anya Hart with the pull there for Pelt. Rebel now back in possession, going out towards this sideline, kept in play well.
Lovely
by
grab.
Hannah Wilson.
Swing across now.
And it's possession again, well worked by Michelle Leahy for Pelt. For Rebel, it's Deirdre Kavanagh. Back again to Leahy, and across the middle it goes to Maeve Ryan. Ryan, of course, 10 seconds to pass the frisbee off. And it's Ryan again taking possession for Rebel as they look to increase their lead to 3-1. Good pressure there though from Pelt side. Of course, it's Emer Burke. It's making their way up towards the end zone with relative ease here at the moment, but a poor pass from Michelle Leahy will see possession back to Pelt, and just a little bit of lapse of concentration.
Yeah, I think she was just trying to get a few more yards than she was being given there. So turnover now, back to Pelt.
Yeah, and it's Emma Healy, former Gravity player of the famous Healy clan.
Indeed. She was once a Rebel player as well, actually.
Yeah, so We'll see plenty of experienced players in every team we have today, as PELT confidently making their way up the pitch now. Abby Jeffrey with possession. Good pressure there though. Passes it back to Hannah Wilson.
A shot into the end zone.
Just too far, the pass from PELT. Good bit of defence though, it had to be said by Rebel. Getting the pressure in. Time is running out for the PELT player on that occasion.
Yeah.
And a forced pass, aiming for a kind of pot shot into the end zone.
Exactly, yeah.
So Michelle Leahy for Rebel. Under pressure there from Emer Burke.
Oh, she's had to throw an overhead there.
Yeah, risky pass. It's Maeve Ryan that
And a
has
hop
it again.
goes up.
Plenty of
Deed.
good long ball from Maeve Ryan, but good defending there from Hannah Wilson on the PELT side. And Hannah Wilson has made a very good impact in this game, opening stages of this game.
Absolutely.
So turnover of possession. PELT will take the frisbee back deep in their own territory, but a chance to launch another attack, and the game's kind of leveled off after that initial start, Gemma.
Yeah, it does seem to. Rebel came out strong, but PELT have settled in now and they're looking a lot more confident and really keeping possession of that disc much better than they did in the first couple of points. So
moving down the field again, our PELT. It's Anya Hart again with possession, gives it back quickly to Emma Healy. Healy up the line to Hannah Wilson. They're working it into the end zone. That's a brilliant score from PELT, and the levelling score coming from their number 33, who's Abby Jeffrey. So that was as fluid as an attack as you're going to see.
yes, exactly. Once they got that turn, they just worked it up the sideline. I believe it was all open side there, so the cutter's working hard to get open. Yeah, great work.
So all square here in the first game of the IFDA All-Ireland Women's Championships, Ultimate Frisbee Championships, I should say, here at the University of Limerick. It's Rebel 1. Of course, they have two teams this afternoon, or this morning and this afternoon, and of course the PELT side, locally based PELT side with plenty of experience all around their team. Just a quick background on the PELT side: founded in 2012 by a group of UL students who've been playing Ultimate Frisbee in college. Club is open to men and women and competes in the open women and mixed divisions. They're current open and mixed All-Ireland champions and will be playing in the mixed division at the European Ultimate Club Finals at the end of September this month. Of course, many of the players on their side are on the team as well, so it's a fairly skilled PELT side and a very experienced one as well. And another bit of info: this is the interesting and fun stuff, Gemma, that we've been provided with as well.
Yeah.
There's some stuff we're not going to broadcast because we just can't, but there's other stuff we'll give you plenty of info. PELT, of course, coming in the main, or having a love for County Limerick. The club's crest is a snail. The inspiration was drawn from the Rubber Bandit song with reference to pelting snails off houses. So, just
An
a little
interesting
bit,
history,
a little
yeah.
bit into the mindset of the PELT team there, maybe, perhaps, but a little bit of fun and crack as well, which is very much a big part of Ultimate Frisbee.
Absolutely, yeah. Because we all sort of gather together for these tournaments that usually last a whole weekend, we all sort of spend a lot of time together. We all get to know each other really well. And so it's just one big community where we're all actually, when we're off the pitch, we're all best friends. So it's a great community, yeah.
It's very obvious and seen just before these games started. Great atmosphere around the University of Limerick as well. So back to the action now, and it's PELT will have this pull. It's going to be Anya Hart as per usual, getting us back underway. With Anya Hart as well as playing, and she coaches a Dublin woman but loves Limerick. So
Yes, indeed.
but players like Anya Hart, vastly experienced, very important in the game as well, Gemma.
Absolutely. You need someone that's willing to throw that deep shot and just hook it. Sometimes it might just be to get a bit of ground, but other times it's for the score, like we've seen already.
It's a lower one from Anya Hart this time, and it's going to be a change of possession. Quickly down to block off a quick pass as Rebel, of course, playing in red from right to left. A long delivery there, and it's an absolutely beautiful ball, or pass I should say, from Megan O'Regan Arto. And a chance now for Rebel. It's a very simple pass.
Yeah.
Very simple pass indeed from Adele Cormack into Kate Crowley, and sorry, not Kate Crowley, it's Doireann Ní Bhunaigh, and doesn't come much easier than that, Gemma.
Absolutely, yeah. That long pass really just put them right outside the end zone. So it's just a matter of popping it in for the score.
Yeah, it was Megan O'Regan, Arto, wearing number 0, but just on the pitch after, not starting in the initial 7. But that long pass, that'll cut a defence in half every time.
Absolutely, yeah. If you can get those shots off, they go a long way to scoring points, definitely.
So it's Rebel back into the lead here. We've played 13 minutes of this opening game, and it stayed at lead Limerick Pelt by 3 scores to 2. Some instructions to the sideline there from Rebel player Maeve Ryan.
Yeah, trying to split the sideline, get people talking on both sides of the pitch. Always useful.
And it's Adele Cormac again with the pull. And unlike Anya Hart from the last Pelt pull, she's decided to go very long with it, and it's a start now for Pelt in possession. Of course, as Jenna mentioned, plenty of players on this Pelt side making their debuts for the squad. Pelt debut at this very tournament. So you've Abby Jeffrey, who got that last score. You've Emer Burke, Gemma Hayes and Liz Rafferty all making their debuts.
Just a turnover there.
Yeah, just a
we
turnover
saw
there.
Rebel come out with their zone. We've seen the Pelt zone in the first point, but we hadn't seen the Rebel zone until now, so it worked well.
Yeah, fruitful operation of the zonal defence.
Absolutely, yeah. They really forced Pelt to throw that throwaway, really.
So it's Rebel looking to build again. And it's Megan O'Regan Arto. Great assist from the last game. It's good pressure there though from the Pelt defence.
A great mark.
And Rebel with Kate Crowley now. Gets
Looking
the
for a
pass
dump.
away.
Lovely.
Michelle Lee, a short pass, and they've got a bit of space now for Adele Cormac. Cormac looking for that final pass into the end zone, which will restore their 2-point advantage. It's gone again to Crowley, but good defence back there. Very good, well worked. And it was number 22, Emma Healy, showing all her experience. Was part of the Irish side who won the Ireland senior women's side who won the Euros in 2019, and just symptomatic of what you'd expect from Healy.
Absolutely, yeah. She is a fantastic player, both offense and defense. It's always a nightmare trying to mark her. So
Yeah, it was person-on-person marking as well there, which was...
it was.
You know, there is consistently, Gemma, I'd imagine, a mix between zonal and man-to-man marking.
Yes, yeah. Teams will try and sort of mix it up just to keep the offense on their toes and keep them having to constantly work. You never want them to get into too much of a rhythm. So Rebel are obviously trying out their zone here, which Pelt have gotten through fairly nicely.
Yeah.
But just thrown that deep shot a little bit too long.
Long pass. They're aiming for Aoife McKeown, who's already one score to her name in this game. But just that bit far, just too much.
Just a bit too much on it, yeah. So they've given it back to Rebel.
Yeah, it's Rebel that do lead 3 points to 2. And absolutely no rush to go back and win possession. Just a bit of tactics as well.
Yeah, they're
Slowing
taking their
everything down.
time, yeah.
It will be again Adele Cormac, who's very prominent possession in the early stages of this game. It's Cormac going long now with this delivery. It's good defending back there though by Pelt, and it's Fee Vaughan that just got the flick away. No danger of any Rebel player getting near that. It was easy.
No, they're not letting them away with that too easy now. They've got the
Humphreys
disc moving quickly so that Rebel can't set their zone, but they seem to have gotten into their positions now.
Emma Healy getting the pass away. It's worked down the field towards Healy. Great take from Emma Healy.
Lovely
there.
layout there.
And just emphasising the point that Gemma Barry made moments ago. Offense and defence, she's equally as strong in both. Comes down the pitch now. Delivery by Fee Vaughan. It's in now to Abby Jeffrey, who's already shown her prowess in scoring. Gets the pass backwards as they try and work it towards the end zone again. Sideways pass back to Healy. Healy dummies to go down the middle, goes out to the left hand side again. Chance now for Olivia Humphreys, goes back to Healy. Goes long again, intercepted well.
In the
Good
end
work.
zone.
Worked by Chelsea Love there, just got the hand to it ahead of the Pelt attacker. There's this catch
This
again
is the
from
layout, yeah.
Brilliantly done.
Brilliant, absolutely, yeah. Pelt really got through that zone there, but just that last pass Brilliantly deed by Rebel.
Of course, the all important last pass.
Exactly. That is often where we fall down.
Yeah, but Rebel have turned over possession very cheaply there. And Emma Healy's gone long, but it's easily defended again by Rebel. Who's made Ryan that got the hand in. And good deflection away from the Pelt player.
Yeah.
Of course, just to mention again, these games brought to you live on Pundit Arena on their Facebook page in association with the Irish Flying Disc Association. Of course, these All-Ireland Women's Ultimate Frisbee Championships brought to you live and exclusively from the University of Limerick. We're in the middle of the first game here, and it's Rebel on the attack, and it's a good take there by Kate Crowley. Crowley looking for a pass into the end zone. It's towards Adele Cormac, and that's an easy take.
Yeah,
in
that
fact,
was
for Adele Cormac, very easily done. Great pass from
brilliant pass.
Kate
Yeah,
Crowley.
lovely and floaty. So Adele just had plenty of time to run onto it. It was lovely.
Yeah, well worked down this near sideline. Good take from Crowley, Kate Crowley initially, and they run from Adele Cormac. Just had the pace to beat Abby Jeffrey, and that's another score for Rebel. So that's their fourth, and it was it looked relatively easy, but of course it never is that easy, Jenna.
No, they always make it look easy. But yes, I'm sure Adele was running pretty hard for that one. So
No
they
question.
all were.
So she takes that disc into the end zone, and that's another score for Rebel. So they lead 4-2 with 19 minutes played here at the University of Limerick. Just a quick tactics break here.
Yeah, it looks like maybe a timeout for both sides have circled up, gotten their coaches involved.
So how vital are timeouts in this game, especially so early in the competition? We're trying to get everything going. You mentioned there hasn't been any games since 2019. Nothing official. Training games are different, of course.
Yeah.
But these kind of immediate switches or change in tactics from the coaches are vital for the teams.
Yeah, absolutely. Like a timeout can be really good in sort of stopping a team when they've gotten their rhythm and their flow and they're really dominating. Often a team will call a timeout just to sort of stop that flow from them, take a breather, discuss what's been going wrong, what's been going right, and just reset a little bit, sort of start off like it's even again, and just get out there and start again almost. So
Yeah, you're seeing the Pelt coach has been very vocal right now, and of course Emma Healy, of course, will take on a coaching role with all her experience.
absolutely.
I think she was just emphasising for her team is to be on their toes at all times rather than being a bit flat-footed, which maybe you could argue Pelt have been at times. Rebel, when their want so far in this game anyway, seem to be getting through the defensive lines that little bit too easy from Pelt's point of view.
Yeah, it does seem that way. And I think what Emma was sort of saying was, especially on the mark, you want to be on your toes, you want to be active, just really trying to stop that person throwing where you don't want them to throw. So I think that was probably what Emma was saying, which is very important. If you can get a good force on the person with the disc, it's amazing for a defense. It really puts pressure on all the cutters downfield to make amazing cuts to get free.
To try and find a bit of space, exactly.
Exactly.
So, nearly back with play here. And we're going to see Rebel with the pull, having got that score through Adele Cormac. That has put them 4-2 in front. A slight delay as things get reorganised. In fact, the timeout isn't finished yet. That's why we haven't...
Yes, they're just
back in
getting
their end
set
zone,
up.
so just moments away from restarting here. And in possession for Rebel is Caitlin Looney, so she has the pull. Adele Cormac getting a bit of a break from the pull. So it's Rebel who seem to be able to up their game at the moment whenever they want. Coming up to 22 minutes on the clock here, and it's Rebel, as a lot of people would have expected, with slight advantage in the early stages, as sent downfield by Caitlin Looney, and a decent pull as well.
Yeah, lovely. I really got down there.
So it's Fee Vaughan with possession to Emma Healy for Pelt. It's gone short again. Good run again from Vaughan. Just looking for a bit of space. Goes sideways. It's a good take from Emma Healy under serious
Almost
pressure.
deed.
Good pressure there
Great
from
break.
Derny Vunikon. Good play now from Pelt as they make their way forward. It's Christina McKeown back to Healy. Being watched very closely by Darren
Yes, she
That's
is
forced
being
Healy into a
marked very
mistake.
closely.
Forces Healy into a mistake, and that was purely down to excellent defensive work from Darren
Absolutely.
Vuinicon.
You could really see the pressure she was putting under Emma there, just in every catch. She was not letting her away with anything. And like you say, forced that turnover.
Possession now for Michelle Leahy on the Rebel side, goes into the middle. It's Megan O'Regan Artaud. Has possession, great pass and assist moments ago for Rebel's third score. It's back now to
Deep shot goes up.
a deep pass from Caitlin Looney. It's brilliantly taken up there. Pass goes away again. It was a brilliant score again, and Rebel not in the end zone, I should say. Looked for a moment at the
it did seem like it, but it was called on field, not in. So
it was Chelsea Love that was close there, and it's back again to Caitlin Looney. Goes for the pass to Vuinicon. Couple of dummies, not fooling Emma Healy, but the pass is good this time. And that score, again, all too easy from PELT's point of view, but it's another one for Rebel. 5-2.
absolutely, yeah. Rebel really got the upper hand here now, 5-2, with only 23 minutes to go. So PELT are going to have to step it up a notch now to keep up with this Rebel squad.
And that attack, based initially from Dylan Vuinicon, brilliant in defence, and you see that final pass as well from the same player, making things very easy for Caitlin Looney on that occasion.
Yeah, it was great movement of the disc.
Great
Brilliant.
movement as well. We're just seeing in the replay, great movement from Caitlin Looney, as you mentioned, cutting left, cutting right, getting that yard of space and proving vital.
Absolutely, yeah. And even when they didn't get it in that first sort of almost, to be able to swing it back into the middle and attack the other side of the end zone, I think that's how they got it. Kept that disc moving. It was lovely.
So it's Rebel in firm control of this game. We're coming up to 25 minutes played, so it's a substantial lead at this stage. It's another good pull. Adele Cormack back in the game for Rebel. It's quickly done now though by PELT. Back in play very quickly, and it's Fee Vaughan. Takes that from Anya Hart. It's back to Hart again. And it's a loose one from Anya Hart and easily intercepted there, and that's poor, it has to be said, by PELT.
Yes, that throw was probably a bit forced and it didn't come off quite perfectly, so it was intercepted by Rebel.
And Rebel now looking full of confidence as Cormac takes possession again. Goes long with it, bit loose, but still caught. It wasn't the intended target.
Yeah, they got lucky with that one.
Megan O'Regan Artaud wins it. It's back to Maeve Ryan. Ryan with a good pass indeed. It's a good take, and it's another score for Rebel, who are in total control now. It's Saoirse O'Sullivan who takes the possession of the disc in the end zone, and the initial lucky pass proved fruitful for Rebel.
Absolutely, yeah. I mean, you know, it is part luck and it's part eyes up. So good offense by Rebel to see that disc had gone a little errant, and they were able to pick it up themselves rather than the defense. So
it's very, very impressive stuff from Rebel, it has to be said as well. They're into a 6-2 lead now, and just really in firm control again.
They are, yeah. They're really showing that little bit of extra experience on the team, really taking control of this match, it seems.
Score of that one, Saoirse O'Sullivan, who says in her bio that she's never lost a frisbee toss. So whether we believe that or not is a different story.
Yeah, that could be jinxing it.
That's what's down in front of us here anyway, Gemma. But so we'll say we're fully believing of it. But
absolutely, yeah.
There's a few things in these bios, like for instance, Megan O'Regan Artaud, she can walk on her hands and water. Part of that could be true. The second part, I'm not so sure.
No, I'm not
as well
too
as she's
convinced
playing,
about the second
I'm not sure
part.
she can walk on water, but it's all a bit of fun and games, and that's what we're all about today as well. The serious side and the not so serious side.
Absolutely, yeah.
So coming up to 27 minutes played of this opening game of the IFDA Women's Ultimate Frisbee All-Ireland Championships. It's Rebel 1, one of the favourites for the competition, that lead local side Limerick PELT 6-2. As PELT that need to really get their game going in the next short while, even as Christine McKeown gets that pass away, but it's dropped by Anya Hart. And again,
that was unfortunate.
It's a combination of good defence, but it's PELT forcing things as well, given their 6-2 down.
Yeah, I think that is they're feeling the pressure from the Rebel defense, definitely. And Rebel have it now just outside the end zone.
Yeah, very easy pass from Deirdre Kavanagh into the end zone. And they're not going to score too many easier than that. It's
Absolutely
the second
not.
for Doireann Vinicon.
Yes, lovely quick score there for Rebel.
So that's 7-2. That means halftime.
I believe it does.
We'll just wait to see. We're just confirming if it is half or not. Yep. The PELT team are
Yes.
coming towards their respective huddles. So just at the half here in the University of Limerick, it's Rebel that lead PELT 7-2. Back to the first game of this IFTA Women's All-Ireland Championships here at the University of Limerick. Of course, all these games have been streamed live and exclusively on Pundit Arena's Facebook page. It's Rebel 1, the main team from the Rebel side in Cork, the Rebel club I should say, and they're in firm control against Limerick PELT here, leading 7 points to 2. I'm delighted to be joined by Gemma Barry again for the rest of this game. Gemma, a very impressive start to this game, up to the half and up to the half-time break by Rebel, and they'll be looking to put this game to bed fairly quickly by the looks of things.
Yes, if they can get to 13 points, this game will end there. There is a point cap as well as a time cap, so if Rebel can get to that 13 points, it will be over before time is finished. So
yeah, PELT will be looking to ensure that doesn't happen, obviously, but they've a long way back into this game anyway, as the Del Cormac gets us back underway with the pull, and again it's another long delivery into the PELT defence. So it's Rebel turnover of possession from that. It's Fee-Vaughan with possession for PELT out to this near side. Emma Healy gets the pass away to Olivia Humphreys.
The Rebel zone again coming out.
At times in this game, as Anya Hart goes long with this one. It's a good delivery down, but it's a good take, brilliant take.
Not quite in though.
It was a take by Abby Jeffrey, but of course was out of bounds. She could have had 1 foot in bounds, it would have been perfect, but
Yes, if she had managed to keep that foot in bounds, she would have gotten the score. But unfortunately, she was just out of bounds when she caught that.
it's noticeable as well when Rebel do come up with the zone defence. Pelt are looking to go long with the delivery into the end zone.
Yes, yeah, they're trying to sort of bypass all of the bunch of players that would be in the middle and up towards the handlers and just go deep with it.
Yeah, it's Rebel turning over possession fairly easily there. And it's Anya Hart taking that pass from Emma Healy. It's Healy that has it again. It's noticeable as well. There's 5 players jumping up on Healy. So there is space there as Olivia Humphreys goes long. It's a good ball by Humphreys. It missed Deirdre Kavanagh, but the diving effort from Joanne Egan doesn't come off.
That was
Unlucky.
a great effort from Joanne, and just goes to show, never leave a disc until it's firmly on the ground. Joanne showing that, she could have just gotten there,
Very close.
but it was very
Inches,
unlucky.
inches.
Absolutely.
She got the initial touch, which she could have flicked down to her possession. That's probably what she was trying.
Yeah.
It just didn't come off for Pelt, and it's Rebel with possession. But it's a poor pass out of defence. Good pressure from the Pelt defence, and it's Emma Healy now again with possession for Pelt. For Pelt. Backwards it goes. It's McKeown.
Yeah, Emma Healy really seems to be taking control against this Rebel zone, really sort of directing players where to go, where the spaces are. That's what it's all about against a zone, finding those gaps, which Pelt seem to have found.
Yeah, it's very well worked up the pitch by Pelt. Having to go backwards though is Anya Hart across the Fivon. Now it's Emma Healy again, as Gemma Barry mentioned, very much to the fore with this Pelt attack. She's running out of time here though to move the disc. Does so backwards to Fivon. That's in towards Emma Healy, and that is a beautifully worked score.
Absolutely, yeah. Pelt really found those gaps in the Rebel zone there and really exploited them. They're looking very more confident against that zone now. They've obviously sort of seen it a couple of times now. Maybe they discussed how to beat it at the half time there, and yeah, it seems to have worked.
Very confident opening to the second half. That delivery from Fivon into the Emma Healy, and no marker in anywhere near sight, but it was a good run from Healy as well.
Yeah, she left her marker behind.
So, going to be restarting here with Pelt taking the pull. Looks like Anya Hart, who has been very prominent, but they're taking a timeout.
Timeout, yeah.
So, several signals going up there from the Pelt side. So,
yeah. Each team gets 1 timeout per half. So, this will be the only timeout that Pelt will be able to call now for the rest of the game.
Interesting start to this half from Pelt. They've very much pushed up when Rebel have had possession, forcing turnovers on the Rebel side, and then being fairly accurate in attack. Very unlucky through Joanne Egan's diving effort to take the disc in the end zone.
Yes, that was very unlucky.
That fantastically worked score then from Emma Healy. So maybe a bit of confidence for Pelt going in.
That should definitely give them a lot of confidence, being able to get through that zone. But I have a feeling Rebel might switch it up again, keep them on their toes, come out and man again. That was working well for Rebel as well. So just have to wait and see.
When you're up against teams like Rebel, they will find a way. Always, the top teams in any sport will find a way to dislodge someone else's momentum.
Yes, Rebel have done a great job at that in this game. Sort of whenever Pelt have seemed confident and comfortable, they've switched it up and taken control again.
I'm just seeing the Pelt coaching team again going through their paces, going through what he wants from his side at this stage.
Yep.
As the Rebel side come back onto the pitch from the timeout. Of course, they will be taking possession back from the pull.
Yeah, if Pelt can get this early turn now, it would really stand to them. They'd be in a good position then to make up that gap.
So back underway here, 33 minutes, coming up to 33 minutes on the clock. And it's Rebel that lead Pelt 7-3 in the opening game of this All-Ireland's Women's Frisbee, Ultimate Frisbee All-Ireland Championships here at the University of Limerick. And it's going to be, it's Olivia Humphreys has it, but it will go back to Anya Hart. So in the final stages, getting us back underway is you're seeing the friendship between sides down the front of us here. Emma Healy chatting with a couple of the
Her
Rebel players, her
ex-teammates probably,
as well. Yeah, Megan Love,
Emma played for Rebel for a
Chelsea
few
Love,
years.
of course, and Megan O'Regan Artaud. So a bit of friendly rivalry, maybe perhaps, but it's good to see as well.
Yeah, absolutely.
So Anya Hart getting us back underway. Deciding to go along with this one. It's a very good pull from Hart, very much deep in Rebel territory. It's going to be taken by Michelle Leahy quickly to Adele Cormac. Cormac with a sharp pass. Again to Saoirse O'Sullivan. O'Sullivan straight up the middle to Maeve Ryan. Ryan going straight down again. It's Kate Crowley with possession for Rebel. Straight down to Maeve Ryan. Very easily worked up
Lovely
the pitch
floaty
so far.
disc.
Right in front of the end zone. It's Ryan with the pass, and that's an easy score for Adele Cormac. And just as you mentioned, Gemma, Rebel will come back with something. The hope for Pelt was the quick turnover in possession. Just didn't happen.
Yeah, Pelt or Rebel were too clinical with it. They didn't give Pelt any opportunity to get a D on them there. Beautifully done by Rebel.
Very confidently worked up the pitch into the end zone, and the easiest of takes for Adele Cormac. That's her second score of the game, and very prominent player on this Rebel side.
Yes, definitely.
So 8-3 Rebel lead Pelt at the moment. So of course first to 13, if they get there, will be the victory for Rebel here. It's Adele Cormac who will take the pull again. So quick conference between the Rebel players before this pull, but really impressive stuff again. Anything that Pelt have thrown at Rebel, there has been an immediate response each time.
Yes, yeah. When Rebel get that disc, they're really conserving it. They're not giving Pelt too many opportunities to get the D that they desperately need at this stage.
Yeah, so nearly 36 minutes on the clock, and it's Rebel again in firm control as Adele Cormac throws that one. Another deep pull again from Rebel, and it's McKeown getting the pass away to Fee Vaughan. It's a long one from Vaughan. Oh, it's a big chance for...
There's a lot of hands almost touched that.
Yeah, it was Hannah Wilson who had anticipated the disc very well. She'd run into space. It wasn't the intended target initially. Had done well, but kind of took her eyes off it from her vantage point here.
Yes, I imagine all the reaching hands might have put her off a little bit, so...
Either way, it's possession.
With Rebel.
Possession with Rebel and Saoirse O'Sullivan. Wearing the number 14 under pressure from her opposite number. That's Emer Burke. And it's going out over the sideline, so out of bounds.
Yeah, so if that disc never made it to be over the pitch, it will come back to where it left the pitch. So it'll be around about halfway, I think.
Just waiting for the restart now. It's going to be possession for Pelt. It was Rebel on the attack there. It's Fee Vaughan with possession for Pelt. Under pressure from Megan O'Regan Artaud, and it's into the middle, but it's not taken. Brilliant take. I was just saying it wasn't taken. I should have known better. Emma Healy was in
Adele
charge.
is calling it down.
Adele Cormac is
There's
challenging
a bit
that
of
call.
discussion about whether Emma Healy got it before it touched the ground.
Yeah, she's a bit winded, I think, too, Emma Healy. So it's Adele Cormac and Emma Healy, and of course you've got to explain this one, Gemma. No referees, and in the spirit of the game is what this is.
Yeah, so Adele's using lovely hand signals here. She's pointing downwards, which means she thinks it hit the ground first. But then a couple of other players on her team and the other team were saying, no, I think it actually was up. So they had a quick discussion, decided actually, yeah, it was up. So Pelt maintained possession.
Yeah, it's Fee Vaughan. We're just seeing more hand signals from Adele Cormac. Just back underway. So it's Pelt that have the possession. Pressure on Fee Vaughan goes backwards. And it's McKeown that has it. Christina McKeown's gone into middle, very populated area. It's great take from Joanne Egan.
Great grab.
Gets the pass away. And it's number 77 on the Pelt side that has it. That's Hannah Wilson. Back to Healy. Across to... It's Joanne McKeown again. It's a good take from...
Gets it on the second try.
Brilliant take from Christina McKeown, I should say. And heading towards the end zone now, but it's a brilliant interception there from Doireann Ivwinacon. And just, again, Pelt trying to force things.
Yes, she threw that into a bit of a populated area, so a lot of people vying for that disc, and Rebel just came out on top.
That's Rebel with the possession now again. Turnover of possession. It's Michelle Leahy. I think it's Christina McKeown. She's gone along with this one as Leahy. Great take from O'Regan Artone. She's gone straight down the line into the end zone. What a pass, and that's not a score.
Not quite in.
Just not in the end zone from Ivwinacon, and it is now. That's the score
Jumped
from Michelle Leahy, and that's 9-3 to Rebel, and it's just, again, very, very impressive stuff.
Yes, Rebel are under every single disc that goes up. They're putting pressure on Pelt for every throw, every catch, and they're getting those turns and the scores.
Even though that long pass again we've seen from Megan O'Regan Arto a couple of times now, able to deliver the pass long, and it's not a pass that is favouring the defender, it's favouring the attacker each time, coming over the shoulder of the attacker,
Exactly.
which makes it so much easier to take possession.
They are beautifully placed, just coming over the shoulder of the attacker that has the position on the defender. So it's always an uphill battle for the defender in that situation.
And Pelt really, really struggling to stay close to this Rebel side in the opening stages here. We've played 40 minutes now of this IFDA Women's Frisbee All-Ireland Championships here at the University of Limerick. Opening game, of course, live and exclusively on Pundit Arena's Facebook page. And it's the Rebel 1 team that are living up to pre-game favourites very much so.
Definitely, yeah.
So we're going to restart with the pull, and it's Kate Crowley for the Rebel side delivering this one long. And possession will be taken by Anya Hart on the Pelt side. It's Hart finding Olivia Humphreys there. Humphreys now looking to try and find an open player. It's just not happening at the moment.
Yeah,
Forced to go backwards.
Swing back, yeah.
It's Anya Hart in possession again.
The handlers are working well together for Pelt here. They're not forcing anything, which could be tempting.
Yeah, trying to tempt the Rebel defence to come out of their zone. It's kind of man marking now, and it's a healthy mix actually. As
yeah, Rebel always switching it up between their zone and their man marking. So looks like they're man marking at the moment, but Pelt are doing very well against it.
Yeah, it's a long delivery in there. Brilliantly worked score from Pelt. Finished off in the end by their number 14. That's Emer Burke, of course, making her debut for Pelt this morning. Very well worked. Abby Jeffrey involved a couple of times. Pass came out here to Fee Vaughan, and Vaughan with the long pass, and again beautifully floated pass.
Yeah, they were really patient before they got that disc moving, and then once it got moving, it just didn't stop. It was lovely.
So 9-4 now in favour of Rebel. As you just see that score again, long delivery from Fee Vaughan.
That was a lovely little pass to Fee, actually.
Just out in front of her as well.
Just
so
out in front of her, give her that momentum to throw that hook.
And once she pivoted,
beautiful.
the delivery was exceptional. So 9-4 in favour of Rebel. Pelt really running out of time to mount what would be an amazing comeback at this stage, given the time left in the game. But Anya Hart trying to get things underway quickly, taking a bit of instruction from the sideline, from her coach. Of course, another coach on this team is Anya Hart, but it's very much Rebel that are controlling proceedings here in this opening game of this morning's action. Again, thanks to Gemma Berry of the
Thank you for having
TUB
me.
team. We're looking, sadly from her point of view, supporting her side, not able to play when their games get undergoing in a while. But
I know.
we're very grateful to have your knowledge with us in the commentary booth here.
Oh well, you'll probably hear me later screaming for Tub.
You're more than welcome to come back in and help out as well, Gemma, if you see fit.
Oh well, it's been my pleasure.
Yeah. We're here in the North Campus at the University of Limerick. The vast all-weather pitches as a dog tries to come onto the pitch. Of course, there's several
That can
mascots.
often happen.
Yeah,
Dogs
there's several
do
mascots.
enjoy chasing frisbees.
No one who's ever seen a dog and a frisbee in the same room together or same pitch together will disagree with that.
Yeah.
Quite favoured choice of play toy for dogs.
Absolutely.
And it's Michelle Leahy taking possession back here for Rebel. Following that, Anya Hart pull. It's into Caitlin Looney. Straight up again to Leahy. Momentum taking her forward under pressure from Hart. And it's Megan O'Regan Artaud back up again to Leahy, combining very, very well. Down the near sideline as Gemma
Looking to
mentioned.
swing across now into the middle. It's a better attacking position.
Caitlin Looney can go 3 ways with this pass if she sees fit. Decides to go to the right hand side. It's taken. It's easily into the end zone. And again, a fantastically worked score finished off by Chelsea Love.
The patience outside that end zone is brilliant. You know, not forcing it in with that momentum. There's a few passes up that sideline, but just swinging it back into the middle. A great attacking position for Rebel there, and they finish it off.
Yeah, and as you said, as Rebel call a timeout here, as you said, brilliantly worked up the side, but once they moved into the middle, it gave Caitlin Looney 3 options for a pass. A short option came into her right, and then an easy option into the end zone. Very well worked score again from a Rebel side that are completely dominant, as well as PELT have played. They just can't contain when Rebel going on the offensive.
Yeah, the PELT players are just as good as the Rebel players, but the Rebel team just seems to have gelled a little bit more, really getting those connections really well.
And the cutters as well, in and around the end zone, are really just finding that extra bit of space that gives them the opportunity. The majority of Rebel scores, from my memory in this game, they've been uncontested catches.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? They've been
really getting free from their
marker, and that's really indicative of how Rebel have played in this game. Very, very impressive, and bodes very well for them as this competition goes on.
Definitely, they would definitely be hoping to get into the final later on this evening. So this match is a good indicator as to how they're going to do. So
very calm and confident in possession.
Yes.
The duo, of course, each player only has 10 seconds to release possession, but it seems that Rebel have more time than their opposition, which, as we know, is key to any sport. So,
whistle's gone now to say that time has gone up. They are going to finish this point, I believe, and then either team will have to get to that score +1. Okay. So if PELT get this, the winning score will be 11. If Rebel get it, the winning score will be 12.
That's the explanation from Gemma Barry, and we thank her
for her here
deep
for.
knowledge on the sport. So the signal's gone and time is up. So this will be the final plays of the first game here in the IFDA All-Ireland Women's Ultimate Frisbee Championships here at the University of Limerick, where Rebel, who will be victorious, just a matter of sorting out the score now.
Yes,
as Adele
it
Cormack
does look like that. I'm not sure PELT have it in them to score 6 or 7 points on the trot, so it's looking like Rebel have this. It's just a matter of finishing it up.
And it's Fee Vaughan in possession. Has Emma Healy there, but brilliantly intercepted by Megan O'Regan Artaud, who's been very, very impressive for this Rebel team, who as a team have been very impressive as they work this towards the end zone again. It's Dylan Nivuinakan going short with it. That's Looney. Caitlin Looney.
Looking for her handler.
Yeah, it goes across.
Back into the middle. In for the score.
That's it. Easy score in the end for Dylan Nivuinakan, her third of this game. And it was an easy pass in from Deirdre Kavanagh that gave the score to Rebel, and that's 11-4. So fairly indicative of what we've seen thus far.
Yes,
it's Rebel in firm control again.
Rebel just need to get one more point now, and they'll finish off this game.
It's Rebel now. A couple of changes in their side as they head towards this victory. And a very comprehensive victory it is as well. Tierney Fianacon with her third score of the game, putting them 11-4 in front. And very much from, well, we haven't seen any other teams yet, but you'd imagine in this performance we do have Gravity versus Flame next up. But it's going to take a very, very good team to beat this Rebel outfit.
Definitely, yeah. The next game will be a great game as well. Gravity would be the other sort of favourites from history speaking to be in the final. But it'll be very interesting how Flame, who's actually a new team in Women's Ultimate, how they'll do against Gravity. It'll be really interesting. So I'm looking forward to that game as well.
It's a long delivery from the pull from Adele Cormac again. It's Emma Healy now for
Great
PELT.
grab.
Good take from Joanne Egan again. It's Fee Vaughan now as PELT tried to get the score quickly, but that's going to go too far for the run of their number 6, and that's Aoife McKeown, the captain of this PELT side. Just couldn't get to that one. Forced again, really trying to do things quickly.
Yes.
And just didn't come off.
Yeah, now Rebel, all they have to do is just work it up the pitch like they have so many times before, and they will finish this game.
So it's Deirdre Kavanagh with the disc for Rebel. Of course, it's not a pull, no score. Just ball out of bounds. And Saoirse O'Sullivan now down the line. Good interception.
Great interception from PELT there.
Yeah, and it was
And
Christina
Emma Healy
McKeown.
in the middle of the pitch.
Christina McKeown with the interception. Healy trying to force the pass, and it's Maeve Ryan. Again, that's her second or third disruption of an attack, and it's brilliant defending
her
from Ryan.
defense has been brilliant.
It's Adele Cormac with a rare mistake, trying to force that pass out towards the sideline to Saoirse O'Sullivan. And it's PELT back in possession with Emma Healy and Anya Hart, working up the pitch together. Goes into the end zone though, and it's a good pass from Healy into Joanne Egan, who's been very impressive in the last couple of minutes, really noticeably getting involved, and it's another score for PELT. So
Yeah,
it's
that
11-5.
overhead from Emma. It's not too windy for a change here, so those
You can try a pass like that.
overheads, yeah, they are possible, but they're a little bit more risky. So you know, Rebel really making PELT work for every last point, even in these last few points here.
It's PELT with Anya Hart to get us back underway. As Rebel get back to their end zone, and no rush to do so. They get back in position where PELT will be fairly anxious to get a bit of tactics from the Rebel side.
PELT will want to keep their momentum up, but Rebel, they're going to be starting with possession, so they don't really mind. They're just going to be patient and work it up. Try not to let PELT get any more of those interceptions that they got in that last point.
Yeah, Anya Hart now getting ready for the pull. And it's Rebel that lead 11 points to 5 as Hart goes long with this one again, and taken easily by Michelle Leahy. Caitlin Looney has it, short pass up towards Megan O'Regan Arto, and good build up and link play by Rebel. Back inside now to Adele Cormac taking possession from Michelle Leahy. Cormac now goes short, so Arto again, and the pass comes in to Saoirse O'Sullivan. That's the final score and winning score for Rebel, and finishing off an absolutely excellent performance.
Yeah, that point was really indicative of how Rebel have played this whole game. Just working it up little by little, not forcing any throw, just waiting for their cutters. They know their cutters are going to get free, and they're just waiting for them to get free. Happy, totally content with those small passes all the way up. Brilliant.
Yeah, very impressive opening performance here in the IFDA Women's Frisbee All-Ireland Championships here at the University of Limerick. It's Rebel from Cork that have got off to a victorious start over Limerick PELT. We'll be back with our second game of this All-Ireland Championships fairly shortly. That'll be Gravity versus Flame. Join us in 10 or so minutes. My many thanks to Gemma Barry for her help in commentary of that opening game. Gemma will now be gone off to support her own team in the next.
I think I'm sticking around for one more game.
You're sticking around for another game?
Yeah.
Okay, well, that's my apologies.
That's okay.
Gemma will be back with me, John Keogh, very shortly.